You didn't see it coming, vato, right? No la viste venir. Nobody saw it coming. You see, you thought I was gonna live under your shadow forever, vato. You thought you were always gonna be one step ahead of me. But you're wrong, ese. You are wrong. Everybody that always thought Tortuga was gonna be the top guy at SoCal, bro, you're all wrong. Because you see, I know this guy better than anybody else. I know I can beat him. I know everybody knows that I can beat him. And even you, vato, deep down inside, that reconstructed heart of yours knows that I can beat you, ese. I did what I had to do. Hice lo que tuve que hacer to get my point across. Because you see, vato, I was there for you from day one, desde el primer día. I was there for you. I was there. And guess what? As soon as you got that fame, as soon as you got that title, as soon as everybody started cheering your name, you forgot about who was there for you. You forgot about your best friend, your hermano, your carnal. How do you think I felt? So then, when I get the biggest victory of my career, when I win the SoCal Pro Rumble, you show up flashing your belt, vato. You show up making it about yourself. Well, I wasn't gonna stand for it, vato. I wasn't gonna have it. And the next time we're in the ring together, I'm walking out SoCal Pro Heavyweight Champion. Y el siguiente campeón en SoCal Pro se llama Eddie Islas.
This to me, this Rumble win means everything to me. Because for the past 6 years, I've been in Rumble after Rumble after Rumble, and I finally get to take home the win. Joey Lancaster, you took what's mine. You have what belongs to me. My question is, do you guys want to see me regain that Golden State Championship?
Absolutely, my dude. Absolutely. Take back what's yours.
Well, I got something else in mind.
Oh my God! Eddie Islas! What just happened? Eddie Islas taking the knees to Tortuga.
You have got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me!
Eddie! Bad vibes! Andy, I'm sorry. I'm going to steal a word from you. Eddie, you son of a bitch!
Unbelievable. What we have witnessed here is unbelievable. Absolute disgust from this crowd here at SoCal Pro.
I'm sorry I got heated, but it's been a long night. It's been an incredible night. And to wait, and to make it end like this.
Unbelievable. Eddie Islas, you just sealed your fate. You absolute disgusting piece of garbage.
Beach trash, dude. Bad vibes.
A very sad end indeed to Halloween Heat. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to find out what happens next time at SoCal Pro. Don't miss it, ladies and gentlemen. Join us next time. SoCalProWrestling.com for ticket information. We'll see you next time. Eddie Islas, you absolute piece of garbage.
Why?
Social media.
Jake, you told the SoCal Pro fans that you were going to complete your conquest. You told them that you're going to fulfill your destiny, and there was going to be nobody that was going to be able to stop you. and then you lost. You know what that makes you, Jake? That makes you a liar.
You know, every man has a breaking point. And for me, I'm just about there. 2 months, 2 straight months, Joey, you pulled the same garbage to get up on me. At Super Clash, I had you beat for the Golden State title, and you know it. You had to fake an injury to roll me up.
Off the second turnbuckle. Over. Oh no, that could be a knee. That could be a knee.
That's a knee. That's a knee. At this point,
Checking on him. Oh no! No!
you son of a...
At Halloween Heat, I dumped you out of that Rumble. Lucky for you, the refs didn't catch it. You took advantage of it. You dumped me when I let my guard down. Congratulations.
REDONDO has been eliminated.
I don't think they saw it! I don't think they saw it!
Joey, your 2024 was a breakout year, but it was filled with nothing but shortcuts, and everyone's sick of it, especially me.
If there's one thing I'm not, is a liar. I've been saying nothing but the truth. I told everybody that I was going to become the Golden State champion, and I did. I told them that I was going to give them a role model that they can look up to, and I became the biggest piece of treasure in the world. The grand jewel of professional wrestling, the man with the aura. I'm currently the most dominant champion with the most dominant reign. The only person fit to be a role model. But more importantly than that, I said that you were overhyped, that you were way in over your head, and I was gonna teach you just how cruel and just how unfair this world can really be. So I don't understand why you're whining and complaining and pointing the finger at me, blaming me. What you should be doing is accepting the fact that on the biggest night of your life, I beat you.
When you and I meet at New Year's Retribution, I don't care if you call yourself Joey Lancaster. Heck, I don't care if you call yourself Inferno Dragon. But don't you dare for 1 second call yourself a man, because you haven't acted like it since the day you took that mask off.
I beat you. And I'm gonna do it all over again.
January 18th, we're gonna find out who the true grand jewel of professional wrestling really is, because you claim to be the man with the aura, but all I see is a coward.
I'm gonna make you a promise right now, Jake, and I want you to listen to me. At New Year's Retribution, I'm walking out still the Golden State champion.
Joey, you pissed off the wrong guy, and now you're gonna pay for it. And your debt will be the Golden State title.
Eddie, me and you, we've been up and down the road together for far too long. I used to consider you a brother. Walking into this match has me torn, has me twisted. I've got knots in my stomach. See, we spent so much time together. You know me like the back of your hand. That doesn't make me weak. That doesn't make me an easy target. This isn't something I want. This isn't something I look forward to. Eddie, you and me, we were like this, tight. And it's frustrating and it hurts. Why? Because I don't see it as losing a friend. I just realized I never had one. See, you want to sit there and paint me like I'm the bad guy, so you don't feel guilty about all the bad things you did. Understand this, Eddie, that at New Year's Retribution, I may not like it, but believe me, you're in for a fight.
About to emerge, we on the verge, and it feels like greatness.
this out. Trey Leclerc, so athletic. Airberg seals win.
Retribution, ladies and gentlemen, we haven't been here for just quite a few months, but the good news is we just got a TikTok, so please make sure you follow us. All right, and since we haven't seen you in such a long time, why not just kick things off hot with the following contest, which is for the SoCal Pro Golden State Championship!
You told the SoCal Pro fans that you were going to complete your conquest. You told them that you were going to fulfill your destiny, and there was going to be no one that was going to be able to stop you. And then you lost. You know what that makes you, Jake? That makes you alive.
You know, every man has a breaking point. And for me, I'm just about there. 2 months, 2 straight months, Joey, you pulled the same garbage to get up on me. At Superclass, I had you beat for the Golden State title, and you know it. You had to fake an injury to roll me up.
Oh no, that could be me. That could be me. That's a new one. At this point. No! You son of
And how many need? I dumped you at that level. Lucky for you, the refs didn't catch it. You took advantage of it, you got me when I let my guard down. Congratulations.
Redondo!
was filled with nothing but shortcuts, and everyone's sick of it, especially me.
But there's one thing I'm not as lying. I've been saying nothing but the truth. I told everybody that I was going to become the Golden State champion, and I did. I told them that I was going to give them a role model that they can look up to. And I became the biggest piece of treasure in the world. The grand jewel of professional wrestling, the memory, the aura. I'm currently the most dominant champion with the most dominant reign. The only person fit to be all. But more importantly than that, I said that you were overhyped. That you were way over your head, and I was going to teach you just how cool and just how unfair this world can really. So I don't understand why you're whining and complaining and pointing the finger at me, blaming me. What you should be doing is accepting the fact that on the biggest night of your life, I beat you.
When you and I meet at New Year's Retribution, I don't care if you call yourself Joey Lancaster. Heck, I don't care if you call yourself Inferno Dragon. But don't you dare for 1 second call yourself a man, because you haven't acted like it since the day you took that mask off.
I beat you. And I'm going to do it all over again.
January 18th, we're going to find out who the true grand jewel of professional wrestling really is. Because you claim to be the man with the aura, but all I see is a coward.
I'm going to make you a promise right now, Jake, and I want you to listen. At New Year's Retribution, I'm walking out still the Golden State champion.
Joey, you pissed off the wrong guy. Now you're going to pay for it. Your debt will be the Golden State title.
What's up, dudes and lady dudes? Gnarly Charlie Gnar here at the table, joined shortly by Andrew Jasic. And here we've got the Radiant Sun, Jake Redondo. Not many wrestlers have a pedigree like Jake does. Not only the son of Jason Redondo, one of the most prolific wrestlers to ever grace SoCal Pro Wrestling's door. First ever SoCal Pro Heavyweight Champion, and looking like $1 million already as he's walking to the ring. And listen to that crowd, listen to them respond to Jake Redondo. He's only been here a short time. Oh, and then we've got this. All right, I'll see you in about 3 minutes once this is over. This man, once called Inferno Dragon, now called Joey Lancaster, making his way to the ring at some point. He takes his time because he thinks that he is worth it. He calls himself the grand jewel of professional wrestling, and he certainly acts like it. Joey Lancaster, our Golden State champion. Calls himself a role model. Like Jake said, seems like he's been taking shortcuts as he makes his way to the top, but no one can argue with the results that this man has achieved. The SoCal Pro Golden State champion, Joey Lancaster. He shook off the mask when he shook off the name Inferno Dragon, calling it shackles, a man who is no longer shackled by his past, but it does seem like his future, while definitely conceded, is very bright, my dudes. And the crowd definitely letting know who their favorite and who their least favorite is right now, and that's why we love the SoCal Pro fans. That's why we love Vista, California. Happy to be back for New Year's Retribution.
Introducing first, the challenger from San Diego, California. Weighing in at 193 pounds, the Radiant Sun, Jake Redondo!
Already the fans behind Jake Redondo.
And his opponent, from parts unknown.
Oh, okay. Let the man do his job, my dude. It appears that Joey Lancaster has his own introduction written for him. Doesn't appear that Jake needs any introduction. This crowd already behind him. In a big way.
It is my honor to introduce to you, he holds a perfect undefeated record. He even beat the man with the longest Golden State Championship and the man with the longest heavyweight championship reign on the same freaking night. The man standing to my left is a 2024 Breakout Star of the Year. He is the most valuable piece of treasure in the world. The grand jewel in professional wrestling, the man with the aura. Ladies and gentlemen, fighting out of the champion's corner, the Golden State Champion, Joey Lancaster!
Definitely not what you would call a fan favorite, but as I said before, the fact that he has the Golden State Championship around his waist, you cannot argue with the results of Joey Lancaster. The grand jewel of professional wrestling and our SoCal Pro Golden State Champion. Gate already, Jake Redondo going after the champion Joey Lancaster, who might be using the referee as his own personal shield. And I'm joined by Andrew Jasic. How's it going, Andy?
What's going on, bud? How you doing?
Oh, dude, it's been a good year. It's actually going to be a great start to the year for SoCal Pro Wrestling New Year's Retribution, already back in Vista, California, in a big way.
A big way indeed as we open up with this unprecedented SoCal Pro Golden State Championship match from two of the most influential, most rising stars here currently at SoCal Pro.
Rising stars indeed. Joey Lancaster's already shown that he can rise to the cream of the crop, tippity top of the mountain, and Jake Redondo has the pedigree of his dad, who already reached the top of the mountain, and he's looking to follow in his father's footsteps.
Yes, the son of the Radiant One, calling himself the Radiant Sun, Jake Redondo, as a very big opportunity presents itself here once again at SoCal Pro to the very start of 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here tonight in Vista. Around the bend comes Jake Redondo, slipped up a little bit, gave Joey Lancaster a little bit of time to take advantage with boots to the lower back. Not a good start here for Jake Redondo.
Not a good start at all, but that just shows that the experience of our Golden State champion, Joey Lancaster, may trump the drive and the will of the up-and-comer Jake Redondo.
Oh, not with that, it's not. Jake Redondo firing back with a nice knife-edge chop, and another one for good measure. Ladies and gentlemen, Jake Redondo making his mark here. Unbelievable with a third chop in a row.
Making his mark here and making his mark on Joey Lancaster's chest.
Absolutely.
You can already see the handprints, the welts appear on Joey Lancaster's chest from those knife-edge chops.
Listen to this crowd as they chant Jake, Jake, as Jake goes up and over, all the way down, landing on his feet. Easy money here for the Radiant Sun, Jake Redondo.
Up-and-comer, but I think I can already call that vintage Jake Redondo.
As Joey Lancaster is nobody to be messed with. He is conniving and as methodical as any wrestler as I has ever seen. but missing that knife edge chop. Oh my God, what is that, number 12 or 13 from Jake Redondo here?
I don't know, I ran out of fingers, dude, but it's a lot.
Jake Redondo now going even, oh my goodness. How much more could he possibly take? If this match was all about chops, then I think Jake Redondo would be your new Golden State champion. There's another one.
You know, I've always wanted to do this, but I'm gonna say it. Woo!
I hope that's not copyright infringement.
Oh, I gotta go.
Oh, Redondo over. Very nice. With a leg drop to the back, a modified famouser as you have it. And down across the chest goes Jake Redondo, feeling the pump, feeling the aura from this crowd as he crushes the man with the aura right now.
What an amazing display of offense shown by Jake Redondo, the ingenuity. I don't think I've ever seen a move like that where he jumped over Joey Lancaster with a leg drop over the middle rope.
Count of 2 already, and we've only been here for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and Jake Redondo's already getting a 2 count. Perhaps this might be indicative. What would you say? How incredible would it be if Jake Redondo walked out with the very first match of 2025 as your new Golden State champion?
I think it would be unprecedented. The fact that he's rose this quickly just goes to show how, well, he's rising high, but I think he might have a, big fall in his future.
All the way there as Jake Redondo now goes up. You got to figure that whole thing when you hurt your chin on the top rope, that's not necessarily just to hurt your chin and your throat. That also snaps your neck, possibly injures your spinal cord even. As if anybody doesn't care about that, it would be this man, Joey Lancaster, who honestly doesn't care about anybody but himself.
Well, you know, there's only a limited supply of caring that can go around in the world, and Joey, I think, is using that entire amount on his own personal gain and his own personal image, calling himself the grand jewel of professional wrestling and writing his own intro for himself.
Believe me, I know that more than anybody, and I will tell you that intro is painful to get through. It's bad enough it takes him 6 minutes to walk in the ring. That's a count of 2. Oh, only a count of 2, but look at that nasty little cherry on top of the sundae as Joey Lancaster plants his final little FU on the face of Jake Redondo here.
FU, of course, from where Joey Lancaster went to school, Fun University, flunked out, not having any fun in there.
He flunked up, that's what FU stands for.
Yeah, absolutely,
The
absolutely,
FU to
definitely
the FU.
Doesn't stand for anything else, and baseball slide.
Look at that.
And the disrespect from the Golden State champion, showing exactly what he thinks about Jake Redondo.
And he's hearing that from the crowd this evening, as very few people are able to garner as much hate as Jake, or as Joey Lancaster. And he does a very good job at agonizing these fans here in Vista.
Agonizing these fans, agonizing his opponent, just agonizing in general. He definitely has a face only a mother could want to punch.
Oh, and now we see Joey Lancaster taking it to Jake Redondo, sending him off to the buckle. Up and over goes Jake. Perhaps here, there it is. The knee to the back, into the suplex. Beautifully executed as Jake Redondo still is in this match.
Jake Redondo already so polished, already so brimming with experience well beyond his years.
Because if somebody has, if he's done anything in the past, oh my goodness, even before he started physically training, this man was a young boy. He was coming to these 1, 2, only a count of 2. Jake Redondo was coming to these shows since I was wrestling in these shows. I got about, oh my gosh, how many times? 17 years ago? And I remember Jake Redondo would come in, little tiny itty bitty thing, and he would talk about how much he loved all the wrestlers and how excited he was to be here. Very proud of his father, the absolute Hall of Famer here at SoCal Pro. Of course, I'm talking about the Radiant One, Jason Redondo.
And don't worry, I'm not going to tell Jake Redondo you were telling him that he's an itty-bitty little thing.
Why didn't you say that now? Here we go, back to the pinfall. 1, 2. And getting ever so much closer. You got to figure that Jake Redondo probably doesn't have a whole lot of kickouts left. But the good thing here is you got to figure with Joey Lancaster, one thing that he does very well is he's able to hold his composure. He's able to make sure that he doesn't get too winded, too gassed out. And he can last, I would say, up to at least 45 minutes to an hour in there and not even open his mouth to breathe.
amazing shape. Joey Lancaster is definitely in one of the best shapes of SoCal Pro Wrestling. It goes back to that arrogance, that pride in himself. He really does strive to be just better than everyone else, whether true or not, he believes it.
And I will tell you that as long as that championship is around his waist, he will continue to believe it, and with good reason. As much as the crowd may not like him, it is not at all past any of us that he is a fantastic athlete and an absolute stupendous wrestler.
Stupendous wrestler, shown that when he donned the moniker of Inferno Dragon, bucked those shackles, and came back with a whole new, less preferential attitude.
That's a great way to say it, as now both men are down. Jake Redondo now perhaps making his comeback, still in this fight. And listen to this crowd as they continue to support Jake Redondo, trying to get him on his feet. If anybody can do it, it's the fans here at SoCal Pro. They are louder than any other wrestling crowd, that is 100% sure.
We are filled to the brim here. It's already, this is just the half, this is just the first match, and we're already feeling the love from the fans for this brand new year, New Year's Retribution. We are so happy to be back in Vista, California.
Jake Redondo now with a perhaps a back. Oh, spin out there as down goes Lancaster. Jake Redondo now getting his second win perhaps. It might even be possible that he might be able to put this away very soon. We could be witnessing a brand new SoCal Pro champion.
He's definitely looking for something big here. Going for that DDT made famous by Jason Redondo, his father.
Kick out there by Jake Redondo, barely kicking out on the count of 2.
That's very dangerous. If he gets that DDT, we could definitely be looking at a new champion.
Jake Redondo punching out, sent to the buckle. Back comes Joey Lancaster, catching him in with a putting him into the head with the buckle. Knife edge chop for good measure onto Jake Redondo. Jake Redondo now on the receiving end of all those chops. Up and over goes Lancaster all the way down to the floor, making his way back up. Big drop kick off the second onto Lancaster. Lancaster down on the floor. He's probably in more trouble now than I've ever seen him before.
What an amazing display of athleticism from both of these competitors. It is definitely no wonder why they are at the top class of SoCal Pro Wrestling.
Redondo now needs to make sure that Lancaster gets back in the ring. He is not going to be able to win the title that way, and he knows that.
No, unfortunately, that is what's called the champion's advantage. The title cannot change hands on a countout or disqualification, and if there's anyone in this building that knows that, it's Joey Lancaster.
Joey Lancaster making it very known that he is all about staying out there, even if it means taking a loss. However, Joey Lancaster doesn't necessarily like losing very well, but I think one thing he likes losing less is his Golden State Championship. Oh no! Into the crowd, might have even caught his chin there on that barricade.
And I'll tell you what, that's not Mama Gnarly's home cooking. That steel does not taste good, nor is it your recommended source of iron.
Jake coming in, oh my goodness, as both men go down.
Jake can't get ahead of himself here. He can't get too caught up wanting to punch Joey Lancaster in the face. Like you said, the title cannot change hands on a countout, and they've been out of the ring quite a long time.
Let's watch that once again as Jake Redondo comes over there like a swan, just on top of Joey Lancaster. And again, just like you mentioned, it's going to be difficult now because you have to get that man back in the ring, otherwise this whole match is for naught. And back goes Lancaster. Jake Redondo has a very advantageous position here. He might walk away our brand new champion.
It's definitely looking that way. My money is definitely on Jake Redondo. Eyeing something big.
Missing the super kick. Up on the shoulders and down he goes. Is that enough to put him away? Kicked out by Jake Redondo. The ever so angry Joey Lancaster is quite unhappy with that whole position.
I don't know if we've ever seen someone get under the skin of Joey Lancaster quite like Jake Redondo has. There is no quit in him.
Absolutely, and Lancaster knows that. He's gonna have to put him away with something here. Nice back elbow. Up on the shoulders to Jake Redondo. Lancaster falls away. Blocking the hand, back elbow. Could this be it here? No, reverse back into small package. 2. We almost had it.
Oh, and a super kick catches Joey Lancaster right in the mush.
Oh my goodness, only a count of 2.
And I'm not quite sure Joey Lancaster even knows where he is right now, let alone what the count was for him to kick out. That might have just been pure instinct.
I think everybody here, listen to how excited everybody was when they felt that Redondo walked out of here, the new Golden State champion. The ref made an amazing but hard, difficult call there as Joey Lancaster kicked out milliseconds away from losing his coveted title.
Milliseconds, nanoseconds, maybe even a picosecond before losing his title. But nonetheless, this match continues. I think we might see that DDT.
Oh, back to the small package. Kicks out again. No, here we go again. Back up and over. There it is. Oh, no, and I don't care how big your heart is. He ain't kicking out of that.
No way. It looks like we are retaining. He kicked out.
Unbelievable.
Jake Redondo kicks out of a move that has put away so many competitors in SoCal Pro Wrestling over the years.
Jake Redondo has the biggest heart of any young person who's ever come here. He's probably the youngest on the roster. He's probably the only second generation SoCal Pro wrestler. And how amazing would it be if he walked out with the fruits of his labor, with a strap around his waist, calling himself the new Golden State champion.
Well, he's not going to be enjoying fruit anytime soon with a chest that just took that kind of impact from Joey Lancaster. And now they're going up.
Lancaster going to the top here. What is going on with this? Perhaps we're looking at a superplex.
It definitely looks like that. A big impact move, but Jake Redondo fighting out of it.
Pushing him down. Back up, and Jake Redondo sizing him up. This could be it. He's choosing not to do it. Oh, he's going down.
Jake Redondo losing a bit of composure here. Usually so composed.
Losing his cool, that's what he did. He went down, he had the opportunity perhaps to put this man away, and instead let his emotions and his anger take over. And I'm not sure if this is a good idea by Jake. I think he might have blown the whole thing.
And you know what? I think Joey Lancaster knows exactly what he's doing. He is pushing every button he can find.
The spit in the face, the slap in the face, and back down with the punches across the face is Jake Redondo. This isn't a wrestling more, and this isn't in wrestling. This isn't about a title. This is about personal beef. This is about a fight that we're seeing here. Out and over, down, and goes Jake Redondo.
Dive.
The punches, this is vicious. Oh, no, 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 no. It's not worth it. Don't do this.
Definitely vicious. Going for that DDT, and a rake of the eyes from Joey Lancaster. Fighting on the outside. They're in very dangerous.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my jeez.
That is absolutely bonkers. The thud of that, the thud of those backs crashing against that board.
Well,
let's take another look here.
We're a good, what, 20, 25 feet away, and I still felt the impact on the ground from that maneuver.
Absolute nasty. That was gross.
As flesh and bone meets wood and steel of our ramp, the ref at a count of 3 now. It bears repeating that title cannot change hands on a count out. That is very important. Jake needs to get Joey back in that ring, my dude.
Absolutely needs to get him back in. If this is a double count out, no, we're already at 5, I think we are. And Jake Redondo needs to get a hold of him. He needs to get some of that composure back that he had lost just a few moments ago.
Jake Redondo had the match all but one. He had the position. Joey was down.
We are now at 7 as both men continue to crawl back. You got to figure either way, it's bad news for Jake Redondo.
Making their way back.
We're back in. That's it. We're almost there.
Jake
Redondo. I think he pulled it in.
Jake Redondo made it back into the ring, it looks like.
Here is your winner as a result of a countout, Jake Redondo.
And there it is, the refs.
However, However, still your Golden State Champion, Joey Lancaster.
Like we mentioned before, the title not changing hands, even though Jake Redondo made his way back before the 10 count, officially won this match. Joey Lancaster is going home, the Golden State Champion, and you can see the frustration, you can see the anger on Jake Redondo's face. And Joey Lancaster is looking like the proverbial cat that caught the canary, my dudes. That smug face. I can understand why Jake Redondo wanted to bury his fist in the mush of Joey Lancaster. And that right there, the Radiant One, Jason Redondo, just been shoved by the Golden State Champion, Joey Lancaster. Joey Lancaster making this personal with the entire Redondo dynasty, not just the Radiant Sun. I can understand the frustration, my dude. I can understand Joey Lancaster getting under your skin. But unfortunately, the cookie has most definitely crumbled and off the plate of Jake Redondo. The Radiant Sun, Jake Redondo, beside himself now. Like we mentioned before, the match was all but won. He was on that middle rope, ready to deliver a high-impact move to Joey Lancaster. It would have been it. But Joey Lancaster finding every single button that he could push. And your winner, Jake Redondo, officially your winner of this match. And definitely winner in the minds of these SoCal Pro Wrestling fans. Thank you so much for joining us with New Year's Retribution here in Vista, California.
I was waiting, I was just like, I don't see Mona around here, and then all of a sudden, I don't want to see that ref no more. There she is. All right. We love you, Mona. We definitely love you, Mona. Welcome back. Happy New Year. Thank you very much for coming. All right, folks, let's keep that energy going with the following six-man contest scheduled for one fall.
Definitely some...
First, at a total combined weight of 468 pounds, the team of ZUKE, FRANKIE, FLACO, and Monster Man, Dave Ridgway!
Definitely some new faces to SoCal Pro Wrestling. FRANKIE, FLACO, ZUKE, and Monster Man all making appearances in the SoCal Pro Wrestling 2024 Rumble. FRANKIE, FLACO, and ZUKE making their debuts in that match. And Monster Man, who has already faced the incredible Anthony Idol and taken it to the limit. And here's a couple that are not fresh-faced. We know them, one of the hottest tag teams in SoCal Pro Wrestling in Southern California, to Caliente.
And their opponents, at a total combined weight of 462 pounds, the team of Dos Caliente and Dynamite Pegasus!
Dos Caliente is joined by Dynamite Pegasus. Dynamite Pegasus, who made his debut in SoCal Pro Wrestling in that 2024 Rumble, but has been wrestling all over Southern California. Not only wrestling all over Southern California, but has grown up in Vista, California, has Dynamite Pegasus. And look at this, fan favorites, Dos Caliente. We're in for a treat this evening, this six-man tag team competition, keeping the energy going. Dos Caliente, who have already challenged for the SoCal Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions. Unfortunately, they came up short when they faced the Lucha Kings. But you wouldn't even know it. Showing the fire, showing the strength, showing the fun that they have inside this wrestling ring. But I have a feeling they've got something to prove as they hunt for the SoCal Pro Tag Team Champions once again.
Sorry, I was distracted. I was dancing the whole time. These guys have the most amazing music. Every time they're here, it's like a quinceañera or something.
It's definitely a fiesta whenever Dos Caliente are entering the ring, and now joined by Dynamite Pegasus.
Can you believe it? We have started off with a Golden State Championship match, probably one of the best Golden State Championship matches we've ever seen here at SoCal Pro. Following that up with an amazing 6-man tag match. Just unbelievable action here as we start off our new year right with New Year's Retribution. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here at SoCal Pro.
6-man tag team competition, couple new faces, couple faces we've seen before, but definitely a lot of heart and a lot.
The bell has sounded. We are underway, ladies and gentlemen. Dos Caliente, no strangers to working together. Perhaps the only team to really work together out of the 6 that we see here as their partner, Dynamite Pegasus. I would say that this is probably not a very good start-off position against the Monster Man, who has already taken a great deal of support here at SoCal Pro.
I don't know if there's any good starting position against the Monster Man. He stands head and shoulders above every single person in that ring, really living up to his name, Monster Man. And Dynamite Pegasus trying to chop down that great oak, but he's gonna need some bigger tools than just those leg kicks.
Speaking of leg kicks, a nice little kangaroo drop kick, jump down as Dynamite Pegasus shooting that arrow, heading to the buckle, up and over, sent by Dave Ridgway. Might have even caught his chin on the way down. Oh, nice little chop, but very little effect on the Monster Man.
A couple shoulders to the gut, though, has some effect.
Up and over sunset flip, perhaps, as Dave Ridgway hangs on, goes to that punch, nobody home. Drop kick back down to the corner. David Ridgway, and not in a very good way right now, as Dynamite Pegasus appears to have the upper hand, but I would definitely not flaunt if I was him. I would definitely not go out there and just think that everything is okay. It's not. You have a tremendous amount of work ahead of you.
And it's definitely interesting that these competitors have been put together. Frankie FLACO, as you remember, suffered the brunt of Monster Man's wrath while inside the 2024 SoCal Pro Rumble. But it seems they put bygones be bygones.
Fantastic double team move. Back down to the cover is only a count of 2. As Frankie FLACO is not in a good way right now.
And like you mentioned, Dos Calientes, they're used to working with each other. They've got that 6th sense of knowing what the other's doing, and that's definitely going to play a factor in this matchup this evening.
Nice Japanese arm drag into the worm. As Caliente, nice standing splash into the cover. Just a count of 2. Unbelievable action already here at SoCal Pro.
Now, a little bit of insight. The worm, many people will say that that's a waste of time. No, no, no. It actually, you draw energy from the earth very much like a worm.
Ah, is that what happened?
No, not even a little bit.
Oh, I see. I see. Well, you know, it's always good to have your insight in here. Oh, big drop kick as FLACO now takes back control. Perhaps here to the drop. Wow, fantastically done. Into the cover. 1, 2. Just a count of 2. We're still really early on in this contest. This is still anybody's game for sure.
Frankie FLACO definitely showing disrespect as you saw him put palm to the face. And he paid the price as the more experienced Don Caliente was able to scout out that move that we've seen Frankie FLACO use.
Frankie FLACO is in incredible shape, probably another great up-and-coming star, as is this man, ZUKE. This young man has a lot of potential.
Definitely a lot of potential, a lot of fire. We saw him take out both of Dos Caliente with a flying crossbody last time we saw him in this ring.
Jockeying for a position now is both men. But nice little knee to the back, forearm to the back. Back goes ZUKE. Sent over to the side there, ducking the clothesline, coming back up, baby tilt-a-whirl, down he goes.
Big head scissors from ZUKE, the man with one singular name. Natural Beauty shares with Cher, but that's pretty much it.
ZUKE now going to the top rope, big crossbody. Only a count of two. Seeing a lot of 2 counts here. A lot of people that are trying to maybe put away their opponents maybe a little bit too early. But again, it speaks a lot to the amount of inexperience that we see in this ring. A lot of newcomers, a lot of young faces, a lot of fresh kids, very hungry, albeit very inexperienced.
Definitely very hungry. You can see that hunger, but like you mentioned, the inexperience, you can't cover too early, or else you risk losing the position that you're in for going for that pin.
Big knife edge chops there by ZUKE.
Hear those knife edge chops wearing down. It's not going to put away an opponent, but it will wear down the opponent. The more you suffer chops like that, the more it gets in your head, the stinging pain that you experience in your chest.
Not to mention the fact that the audience loves things like that. So if anybody gives you those, you're always on the opposing side of the audience, even if they end up loving you when you first come out. Big drop toe hold, ZUKE's face down to the buckle. And a disgusting drop kick in there. That might be it. ZUKE might be in trouble here. Into the cover, one.
Gustavo is definitely paying back the favor of those knife edge chops by trying to cave in the chest of ZUKE with that big drop kick in the corner.
And how disrespected must Gustavo feel knowing that ZUKE kicked out not even at a count of 1?
Well, that just goes to that fire that we were talking about earlier. You can do a lot when that adrenaline is pumping. This is the first time that ZUKE has been in a SoCal Pro Wrestling ring since the 2024 Rumble. Side effect from Dynamite Pegasus. This time a count of 2, but a close count of 2.
Well, at least he stayed down for the count of 2. Maybe this is meaning that ZUKE is ever more dangerously close to perhaps keeping his shoulders on the mat for far too long. There's Don Caliente now in there. Going for the suplex, reversed by ZUKE.
Definitely. Oh, and we just saw a kick to the back from Gustavo, the other member of Dos Caliente. Definitely more aggressive than we've seen.
Yes, you don't typically see that on that side of the aisle. This is quite surprising, to say the least.
I spoke to Dos Caliente before this match, and they mentioned how dead set they are to return to the title scene in SoCal Pro Wrestling in the tag team division. And we may be seeing a little bit more aggressiveness going forward, especially from Gustavo Perez. Always the more serious of Dos Caliente.
Yeah, the singing and the dancing kind of stops there with Gustavo. He's very much a man of passion, very much a man of business, especially against ZUKE, who is definitely a formidable opponent. I will say that. Drop kick to the knee, down goes ZUKE. Back up, and ZUKE needs to get out of there. He is in trouble here. Very nice suplex.
Most death in trouble indeed, my dude. Count of 2. You can see as the match progresses, ZUKE is getting later and later to tag out, to kick out, rather, of those pins.
Must be that adrenaline with ZUKE. It might be starting to wear thin as we now trade punches. ZUKE more so on the upper end here.
ZUKE maybe feeling it a little bit too much as he takes a heel kick to the dome from Gustavo Perez.
looked like the top of the head there. And that's right there, that's a very dangerous part to get kicked. That's where concussion and stuff comes from.
Gustavo trying to go to the well too many times, saw that the kick worked, went for it again, and this time ZUKE ducked, going for the tag.
Big DDT as both men are down. Who's going to be able to reach their corner first? That is the question here.
And I'm afraid we're seeing that fire stamped out in ZUKE. Slow to get up. Both of these contestants are slow to get up. The damage that they've received from each other, you can see the desire to win because they know the more you win in this division, the better your chances are facing the Lucha Kings.
And look at that, facing the Lucha Kings indeed, but Dave Ridgeway, again, this monster man, they don't call him that for nothing. This man has had all match, the entire match, to sit out there and rest, coming in here with an absolute chip on his shoulder, going out to punish every single person that stands in his way. But Dos Caliente coming back with those kicks to the face. Sending now Dave Ridgeway on to the opposite end.
You saw Dave Ridgeway going for that big move, the pedigree. And speaking of pedigree, you can see the training that Dave Ridgeway has received from the Black and Brave Wrestling Academy, taught by Seth Rollins.
But Dos Caliente, nevertheless, is still up on this. Perhaps going to the outside. Topes to the outside.
Caliente! Front row tickets, first class.
Oh, but look what happened. They left Dynamite Pegasus in the ring there. He is in a lot of trouble as one-on-one Dave Ridgeway has yet to be defeated. Oh my goodness. The pedigree didn't get all of it, but would that be enough? On the count of three.
When you're as big as Dave Ridgeway, you don't need to get all of it. All that weight coming down. And we see the inexperience of Dynamite Pegasus with this team of Dos Caliente.
Here are your winners, the team of Frankie, FLACO, ZUKE, and the Monster Man, Dave Ridgeway.
The power and ferocity of Dave Ridgeway overcame. At one point he was in the ring with all three of the opposing team, and he still comes out on top. The man who took the incredible Anthony Idol to the limit, the team of ZUKE, Frankie, FLACO, and Dave Ridgeway coming out on top, and you can see Dos Caliente still supporting their partner for the match, Dynamite Pegasus. But it doesn't change the fact that those three men have their hands raised at the end of the evening. And looks like we're gonna see a show of respect from all six men. And that's what it's all about. The sportsmanship, the competitive drive, but at the end of the day, all six of these men showing what they can do in SoCal Pro Wrestling. And they've definitely made an impression on these SoCal Pro fans. But at the end of the day, it's those three men, the Monster Man Dave Ridgeway, ZUKE, and Frankie, FLACO, who come out with the W this evening.
Very briefly, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank all of you for coming out tonight. Some of you coming up from a little more up north, and we want to say our hearts and prayers are with you from the SoCal family. To everybody here from Los Angeles, thank you all so much for taking the time to join us. We promise you, your trip will not be in vain. We have so much more action to get to, including the following contest scheduled for one fall. Mexico, weighing 167 pounds, Fidel El Bravo Bravo!
Fidel El Bravo. Definitely one of the most dominant competitors we've seen in SoCal Pro Wrestling. He does hold his place in history as the longest reigning Golden State champion of all time. But he definitely has his work cut out as he faces the Highland Berserker, Morgan Maclea.
And his opponent, from Julian, California, by way of Oban, Scotland, the Highland Berserker, Morgan Maclea!
Morgan Maclea, who also made his stake in the SoCal Pro 2024 Rumble in October. And now looking to take on, like I said, the longest reigning Golden State champion in history, Fidel Bravo. A man who not only is one of the most dominant wrestlers to ever set foot in the SoCal Pro Wrestling ring, but also one of the most confident. As you heard him say, palabra, all eyes on me. He definitely wants to be the center of attention. But when you're facing the Highland Berserker, Morgan Maclea, you're definitely gonna have to learn to share that spotlight. Our referee, Andy, checking them, making sure everything is above board. The good thing about checking Morgan Maclea, you don't need to worry about pants. He is wearing the traditional Scottish attire, a kilt. It is not a skirt.
Back at it again as we are in our third contest this evening, as the man by way of Oban, Scotland, takes on the man by way of Guerrero, Mexico.
Definitely an international competition, and that's what's so awesome and so cool about SoCal Pro Wrestling. We get wrestlers, we get competitors from all walks of life, all corners of the earth, my dude, in this ring.
Big going back there with the arm bars, Fidel Bravo, the more experienced of the two. Back in with a nice alita as down goes Morgan Maclea.
Morgan Maclea, the bigger of the two competitors, but Fidel Bravo showing that he is the speedier of the two, and it's going to be that quickness, that dexterity that is definitely going to give him the advantage, at least potentially the advantage, when facing the Berserker, Morgan Maclea.
The Highland Berserker, as Morgan Maclea, the stronger of the two, is shoving off our former Golden State champion. Matter of fact, Fidel Bravo, I believe, still holds the record as the longest Golden State champion of all time here at SoCal Pro.
You are correct. The record books show that Fidel is the longest reigning Golden State champion, with many defenses under his belt. Of course, he did fall short, no longer carries that title, but cannot strike that from the history books. Morgan Maclea showing that power, showing that size.
Big leg drop on the chest there of Fidel Bravo. Goes for the cover. Only a count of one from our referee, Andy, who is one of the very few female referees here.
One of the few female referees and a competitor in herself, but she has the sole responsibility of making sure that these competitors. Big chop!
That was all kinds of nasty as that was, as Morgan Maclea might be the least experienced of the two, but certainly the more powerful one. This man weighs 18 stone from what I've heard.
That's definitely more than 17 stone.
I'm sorry.
Apologizing. And you know what? I don't think I'd accept that apology when that ham hock of a hand comes crashing down on your chest.
It definitely didn't appear very genuine, as Morgan Maclea put every single ounce of his body weight into that. Speaking of which, again, the least experienced of the two is Fidel Bravo, now taking back over control. trying to win over this crowd. Obviously, it's not going to work for all the dirty tricks that Fidel Bravo has pulled here. I'm surprised he's even able to show his face in this build-up.
And just like you were saying, the dirty tricks, Fidel Bravo is not a stranger of doing whatever it takes to come out with the W.
No, Bravo has definitely earned his namesake as being one of the dirtiest players here at SoCal. Big kick across the back, that brawny back of Morgan Maclea. And look at the laughter, look at the smiling of Fidel Bravo. He knows what he's doing.
He knows exactly what he's doing, and he likes it. He has that experience. He knows how to whittle down an opponent. And while the man from Oban, Scotland may be well-traveled, definitely does not hold a candle to the experience of Fidel Bravo, who knows his way around the ring like the back of his hand, which has just come across the face of Morgan Maclea.
Very coincidental. Big neck breaker. Fidel Bravo now back going to corner one.
Now, if you get punched in the face, does that make haggis taste better? I will make sure to get that answer from Morgan later on this evening.
You are probably the best investigative journalist I have ever worked with here, Charlie. Such a pleasure to be here with you tonight at SoCal Pro, as it is with all of you watching us live at home, as Fidel Bravo now goes for the side headlock.
Now, this is not a move that is going to win you the match, but it is the move that it's going to cut off that airflow of Morgan Maclea. It's going to make it hard to think, hard to breathe. This is all about control and whittling down your opponent to set up something bigger along the way. You can see the straining that it's taking of Morgan to fight out of this maneuver.
Morgan Maclea now down with the side elbows, up on the shoulders, perhaps looking for maybe a fireman's carry, a Samoan drop, but no, Fidel Bravo kicks out of that. Back down to the, it looked like almost like a, oh, look at this axe bomber that Morgan Maclea is bringing in. You gotta believe every single stone of his body weight is coming in contact with the center of Fidel Bravo's chest.
I see what you did there, yes. 18 stone, as I've heard it called. That side double axe handle crashing across the chest of Fidel Bravo.
Coming back in, but of course, again, the more experience of the two is Fidel Bravo, but the more powerful of the two is Morgan Maclea's sidewalk slam into the cover. Could this be it here? Only a count of two. But again, getting ever so closer to the victory, there's a possibility that this might end up in the favor of Morgan Maclea.
It's definitely an uphill battle for Fidel Bravo. Like we said, he's got that quickness, he's got that speed, but it's all about finding those openings. Morgan took a little too long in the corner to capitalize on it, but that power compensates for the lack of speed.
Absolutely.
Not lack of speed, but lesser speed than a smaller competitor. 100%. Just like that.
Unbelievable. Just like you were talking about, we were just talking about something out of nowhere. Out comes Fidel Bravo again. Count of two only, but look, Fidel Bravo, as you have said, that experience, oh my goodness, that speed, that agility, that cunningness of Fidel Bravo, it is 100%, it is speeds and experience against size and brawn here tonight here in Vista. Going back over, leg over, big elbow to the side. Look at he is absolutely dazed. To the back of the head goes the kick, into the ropes, big knee to the side of the face. Could this be it here to put him away? 1, 2.
And that's the count of 3. Big knee across the face, rattling the noggin of Morgan Maclea. Morgan slow to roll out of the ring.
Is your winner, Fidel Bravo!
We saw that knee drive across the face of Morgan Maclea. And now Fidel Bravo asking for a microphone. He's got something to say.
Shut up! Because I got something to say.
I was right.
Tonight's main event is a joke. ISLAS and Tortuga are two people that I beat when I was the longest reigning Golden State champion
championship. And I'm gonna give you one chance to give it to me, or I'm gonna take it.
Fidel Bravo dropping the challenge to whoever comes out the victor between our main event of the evening, the mighty Tortuga, and the straight edge Street King one more time, seeing that knee drive across the face of Morgan Maclea. I don't care how big you are, I don't care how strong you are, having another man's knee come across your temple like that, it'll throw off your equilibrium, it'll throw off everything. As you can see, Morgan Maclea still woozy, still dizzy from that impact, and it'll definitely be interesting to see. It'll definitely be interesting to see the victor of our main event of the evening, and if Fidel Bravo makes good on his challenge for the SoCal Pro Heavyweight Champion, to which he believes that he has a rightful call to that title. And whether that be true or not, you cannot argue with the results of the match this evening, where Fidel Bravo definitely showing a very dominant appearance here at SoCal Pro Wrestling against Morgan Maclea.
I've got two Teslas.
All right, very not so humble brag.
A moment of silence for Elon Musk is going to change the world for all of us.
Not a very
All right, folks, let's go ahead and keep that excitement going for this New Year's Retribution with the following contest, which is for the SoCal Pro Tag Team Championship.
As we make our way to the ring, the 420 brothers, SKALIBUR and KAMIKAZE. SKALIBUR we've already seen here in the SoCal Pro Wrestling ring in the 2024 Rumble in Vista. And I checked the structural integrity of this roof here that we've got, but I don't think it's going to be strong enough. I think this next match is going to blow the roof off of the building. SKALIBUR and KAMIKAZE, the 420 brothers, wrestle in AAA, and show a dominant appearance every time. But speaking of dominance, the two men who have set the place on fire every single time they enter a SoCal Pro Wrestling ring, the Lucha Kings, Bamboo and El Rey. And those are kings that have definitely earned their crown. They've climbed the top of the mountain here at SoCal Pro Wrestling. Not just here at SoCal Pro Wrestling, but every single promotion across Southern California, across Mexico, everywhere they appear. Just like their jackets, they set the place ablaze, my dudes. You want to talk about a cohesive tag team? Look no further than these two men. They work so well together, it's almost like they've got a telepathic link. And this is definitely going to be...
Introducing first the challengers from Mexicali, Mexico. The highest tag team in wrestling today, the team of SKALIBUR and KAMIKAZE. And their opponents from Tijuana, Mexico. And a total combined weight of 417 pounds, the hottest tag team in the mundo.
one more dominant reign in SoCal Pro Wrestling Tag Team competition than El Rey and Bamboo, the Lucha Kings. Like I mentioned, kings that have absolutely earned their crown, their claim to royalty, who is definitely loved by these fans, the SoCal Pro fans here in Vista.
The bell has sounded. We are on our way, ladies and gentlemen, for our, we can call it our main event, or the first half of this show. The Lucha Kings.
No matter where they are in the card, the Lucha Kings find a way to make their match the main event, the thing that everybody talks about.
I am absolutely in awe with these individuals who've come out and held the tag team championship here at SoCal Pro for the better half of a year now. Absolute fine-tuned athletes, really skilled, absolutely well-rounded, all-around wrestlers, as is the hottest tag team in El Mundo, the Lucha Kings.
The hottest team, and boy, is that a moniker that they have earned, such as the Lucha Kings, earning their claim to kingship. Like I was saying before you joined me back at the table, a more cohesive tag team you'd be hard-pressed to find than El Rey and Bamboo.
Not since Anchors Away, I will tell you that. As now we have
a very well-earned and shameless plug. But I don't think I've ever seen Anchors Away do that.
Oh, we did it. You know, you had your eyes closed. Yeah,
okay, my bad.
It was somewhere in the early days. Now, who is this? Is this Kamikaze, or is this Excalibur now?
This is Kamikaze in the ring right now with Bamboo, but El Rey tags in.
El Rey on up and over. Only a count of two as the Lucha Kings, again, they're not even trying to come out here and get the victory. What they're trying to do is wear down their opponents. Lucha Kings are very smart, again, very methodical, very experienced. And listen to this crowd chant Lucha Kings, Lucha Kings.
Like you said, they've been tag team champion the better course of a year, and in that year, they've ingratiated themselves with these SoCal Pro Wrestling fans for good reason, as you can see. Such an innovative offense does the Lucha Kings have.
Bamboo now in there, taking swift advantage. Again, not in a rush to put away their opponents, playing this game very smart, very methodical. Ducking the line now. Nice, beautiful neck breaker. Bamboo might be in a little bit of trouble. Tag made to the partner. Lucha rules do not apply here. Both these teams from Mexico, where it is customary to roll out and let your partner take in over after you. But here, tags must be made. Wow, fantastic job. Double kick to the face.
Double kick to the face to the 420, bro. Kamikaze, as I misspoke earlier. Kamikaze now in the ring. Excalibur in the red, who took the brunt of the Lucha Kings' fury.
And El Rey now on top of there, getting this whole crowd to fire up behind him. Tag down to Bamboo. And as you mentioned, Kamikaze might be in a little bit of trouble. This tag team, this experienced tag team here at SoCal Pro, who is absolutely not ready to give up their titles anytime soon. Big knee to the face, followed up by a line, followed up by another knee to the face. Back in, and look at that, bombs away. As the Doi comes in, down goes Kamikaze, into the cover, 1, 2, only a count of 2. Oh my goodness, what an amazing tag team contest we have so far.
An incredible tag team contest so far, as you saw, just blow after blow, rapid fire double team maneuvers to Kamikaze of the 420 Bros. And now it's been a point all evening that we've made. Experience plays a difference in these matchups, but these are two tag teams that are used to working with each other. 420 Bros, Kamikaze and Excalibur work in AAA in Mexico, as the Lucha Kings have worked in Mexico together and in Southern California. It's very interesting to see a matchup where these two competitor teams are so evenly matched in experience.
Unbelievable. Well, there's one team for sure that has the love of the crowd. That is the Lucha Kings. Here goes in for the tarantula, perhaps. Up and over goes down KAMIKAZE.
Going over the corner of the ring and the corner post. Incredible athleticism shown by KAMIKAZE, who's kind of living up to the name.
Living up to the name, indeed. As Excalibur tries to get behind the crowd behind him, but I will say it's going to be a tough order when you're against the Lucha Kings for sure.
Excalibur went for the tag, thought better of it. Deciding to wear down El Rey, member of the Lucha Kings, who's facing right now in that ring.
El Rey in a little bit of trouble as Excalibur comes in. Nice knife edge shot, but you got to figure those gloves probably muffled that just a little bit. Calling for one more as we can hear the audible tones of our super fan Mona, who's a little bit excited about that.
I don't think Mona has ever been a little bit excited about everything. That's why we love her here in SoCal Pro Wrestling.
One of the most excited fans that we absolutely have. Big shout out to Mona and the whole family there.
Speaking of family,
up and over goes KAMIKAZE. El Rey now taking advantage. Oh, beautiful, absolute beautiful double team move there. Back down goes, oh, and into the face. Fantastic job there.
Modified flatliner, it looked like. And that's the danger of wrestling in a different style, a different location than you're used to. The legal man has to make that pin. It's not just roll out, you have to make the tag to be the legal man, to make that pin. And that small mistake might cost the 420 bros their shot at the SoCal Pro Tag Team Championships.
And in comes Excalibur with a vengeance. El Rey might be in a little bit of trouble here. Back down to the tag team. KAMIKAZE going up to the top rope. No man's land here. This is definitely a high risk, high reward. What's going to happen? Big frog splash into the cover again. 1, 2. Only a count of 2. We are not going to see the championship change hands that easy, that's for sure.
It's going to take a lot more than that, but that's saying something in itself. How are you going to deliver more than that incredible set of offense that we just saw from the 420 brothers? And even though it's an incredible display of athleticism and offense, it sounds like the SoCal Pro fans are really showing who the fan favorite is, and KAMIKAZE's showing what he thinks of that.
As KAMIKAZE is taking back advantage, El Rey still in there, not been able to get a chance. And again, this tag team, this team of KAMIKAZE and Excalibur, very smart. Look at these quick tags in and out, keeping El Rey in their corner, cutting off the ring, making sure they don't get anywhere near their own corner. And even so, very controlled there, bringing them right back to the buckle. In goes KAMIKAZE, but up and over goes El Rey, tag to Bamboo. And what are we gonna see here?
A double kick by Bamboo, taking down, possibly went for a sunset flip.
Oh my gosh, you gotta figure that the speed, the veracity of that. 2. Only a count of 2. Bamboo's only been in there for a few seconds and already feeling that. You got to figure the tips of those shoes going directly into your kidneys is going to definitely do some damage, especially this late into the match.
It's going to do some damage. It's definitely going to whittle down the SoCal Pro Tag Team Champions. You mentioned that he's only been in a few minutes, but this match has already been so intense, so just fast-paced. And it's really going to become a test of endurance, how you can keep your breath, how you can keep the momentum going for your team.
A test of endurance and test of wills, a test of even the fan support here. It's going to be very difficult to overcome the tremendous support that the Lucha Kings have. Nonetheless, listen to that. That vicious chop by KAMIKAZE. Bamboo now on the opposing side of the wrath of this brand new to SoCal Pro Tag Team.
Brand new to SoCal Pro Tag Team, but we have seen Excalibur in a SoCal Pro ring before. He was in the 2024 SoCal Pro Rumble in Vista as he makes his way into the ring one more time. The 420 bros know strangers to fast-paced offense, but it looks like they've slowed down the pace. It looks like they are now making the pace their own, keeping control, keeping Bamboo isolated from his tag team partner, El Rey.
And that is a dangerous position to be here in tag team wrestling. Believe me, I know. In tag team wrestling, you must absolutely isolate your partner, and that is what we are seeing here. But Bamboo ducking double on. Back over, listen to that. We got a double cutter, and Bamboo might be in a good position here to get that tag. Perhaps get the fresh man in there, turn the tables, and keep the championship. Let's see what happens here.
And that's why the Lucha Kings have become SoCal Pro Tag Team Champions, is they are so quick. Any moment, they could turn the tides of the match and pull it back in their favor. And you can't predict it. It is so unpredictable, my dude.
As much as SoCal Pro, El Rey getting the tag. Big line, big line. Here he comes, ball of fire. Up and over, tilt-a-whirl, backdrop, or backbreaker. And another one, backbreaker. El Rey now getting the support of this crowd. Fired up is El Rey. In comes Excalibur, out goes Excalibur. And now, Kamikaze in trouble.
I have a feeling that we're gonna see some Royal Airways.
Unbelievable, very, very close as El Rey almost sealed the deal here.
Kick out of that pop-up power bomb, that set-out power bomb by El Rey, showing that not only do they have the speed, but they have the strength as well. A bit of miscommunication from the 420 Bros.
Here we go, we might see some airborne, there it is.
Taking out the 420 Bros and also taking out themselves in the process, but quick to get back up. Keep that momentum, keep it going.
Listen to the crowd now as they are behind starkly the Lucha Kings, making their impact here at SoCal Pro, as they always tend to do, looking to keep those titles.
We saw that impact one more time in our instant replay, how the Lucha Kings can just not only turn the tides of the match in their favor, but also turn on these SoCal Pro fans, keeping it hot, burning the place down every single time that they enter a ring. Truly the hottest tag team in El Mundo, which is, of course, Spanish for the Mundo.
Very good, I appreciate that, Charlie. You're always, again, that investigative journalism absolutely coming into play here.
I don't even own vests.
Look at this brawl back and forth. We have elbows back and forth from the Lucha Kings. Kamikaze.
Now feet flying, Bamboo caught him with a super kick. Gets caught with a super kick of his own.
And another super kick for good measure.
And another super kick for good measure.
And another super kick. It's a super kick party here at SoCal Pro in Vista.
Super kick fiesta.
Kamikaze now in trouble with the roll-up. Bamboo, big double stomp onto the chest. Will that be enough to put him away? No, here comes Excalibur. Tilt-a-whirl, DDT, down goes Bamboo. Out to the ropes goes El Rey. Unbelievable maneuver.
What an incredible crucifix DDT.
That was as nasty as I have ever seen. This destroyer, this modified destroyer, the Mexican destroyer.
I was gonna say, that's usually called a Canadian destroyer, but south of the border, I think they call it something a little different. That definitely looked a very unique maneuver from Kamikaze, and all four men are sprawled, laid out, putting everything on the line for the SoCal Pro Tag Team Championships here at Vista.
And that is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen, laying everything out there, leaving absolutely nothing but yourself and your dignity in the ring, putting it all out there for all of us fans. Look at the crowd here tonight. You can't even see chairs. It is absolutely packed inside this arena. It's hot, it's smoky, it is sweltering, and yet here we are enjoying this for the love of people like this, of people like these tag teams, these champions, these absolute amazing athletes, as El Rey takes a header into the buckle. Kamikaze now looking back up. Down goes Bamboo.
Big sling blade by Kamikaze. They roll through. Kick to the gut.
Bamboo now into the corner. In comes Excalibur. In comes Kamikaze, rather. Excalibur now coming back up to follow in. What are we going to see here?
Tag team wrestling at its finest. These two are a well-oiled machine. I've never seen a team that can rival the Lucha Kings.
Unbelievable, that double drop kick.
Did you see the height that Kamikaze got when the power that he came down on the chest of Bamboo? That could be it.
Only a count of 2 as Bamboo is able to kick out. Kamikaze can't believe it. And I want to say, and I dare to say that if anybody has given the Lucha Kings a tremendous fight, it is these 2 youngsters here, all the way down from Mexicali, making their mark here tonight in Vista. Up and over goes Bamboo and SKALIBUR, both down to the floor.
This did not end well last time for SKALIBUR. Last time he was out.
Oh, catching that leg, down goes El Rey. Back up to his feet, into the buckle, as Kamikaze looking to capitalize here. Sending in SKALIBUR, up and over goes SKALIBUR, double knees to the chest. Feet planted, what are we gonna see here? If he hits this, this could be it.
This is such a unique form of offense. Double kick. And flying up and out. As Kamikaze climbs to the top rope, we may see something huge here.
Kamikaze looking to seal the way. What if we saw new tag team champions here tonight? Unbelievable 450, there's the cover, that might do it. Count of 2, just barely a kick out as El Rey reaches deep down within the cockles of his heart and kicks out for the tag team championship.
Kamikaze can't believe it, the SoCal Pro Wrestling fans can't believe it. I can't believe that El Rey kicked out of that 450 splash.
And SoCal Pro, look at this now. We see that instant replay as SKALIBUR goes over the top rope. And that's just one of the things that we saw here. There's not even enough time to show everything. This match is absolutely crazy.
Every time the Lucha Kings enter the ring, it is a highlight reel every single match. But it's really interesting to show that this team, the 420 Bros, have taken the Lucha Kings possibly to their limit, as they've shown to be in control for a majority of this match here, Andy.
The Lucha Kings are absolutely, they're prideful in how incredibly good they are. And what is this? Okay, so
Big
down
sunset
goes
flip
one.
Power bomb.
Oh, there you go, putting
this is not
Kamikaze up.
This is not a position you want to be with the Lucha Kings. Big cutter.
Off the top rope, that'll do it here. If he can make the cover, up and over.
1, 2.
And that's it, it's over.
As the Lucha Kings retain their SoCal Pro Tag Team Champions, they're superior.
Here are your winners, and still SoCal Pro Tag Team Champions, the Lucha Kings.
And that is something we've heard Andrew say so many times. Look, as we see this offense, this big modified doomsday cutter from the Lucha Kings. That's gotta be his head coming down, Kamikaze's head coming down from a good 9-10 feet in the air, hitting, crashing down to the mat as the Lucha Kings, and still tag team champions here in SoCal Pro Wrestling. I don't know if there's a tag team in California, in the world, in El Mundo that can dethrone the Lucha Kings with how hot they are right now. Truly one of the greatest tag teams that SoCal Pro Wrestling has ever seen are the Lucha Kings.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we are going to take a very quick 10-minute intermission. Make sure you head to the raffle table. You will get a chance to win brand new tickets from Row to the next SoCal Pro anniversary show coming up next month. Also, t-shirt in April. Make sure you head on over to the raffle. Ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind we're only going to be here for 10 minutes. Only 10 minutes. Thank you all so much. We'll see you back here shortly.
We will see you back shortly for those who are tuned in, live streaming here on YouTube, live streaming on SoCal Wrestling TV. Thank you so much for tuning in. SoCal Pro Wrestling New Year's Retribution will return in just 10 minutes after a brief intermission.
You didn't see it coming, vato, right? No la viste venir. Nobody saw it coming. You see, you thought I was gonna live under your shadow forever, vato. You thought you were always gonna be one step ahead of me. But you're wrong, Ese. You are wrong. Everybody that always thought Tortuga was gonna be the top guy at SoCal Pro, you're all wrong. Because you see, I know this guy better than anybody else. I know I can beat him. I know everybody knows that I can beat him. And even you, vato, deep down inside, that reconstructed heart of yours knows that I can beat you, Ese. I did what I had to do. Hice lo que tuve que hacer to get my point across. Because you see, vato, I was there from you from day one, desde el primer día. I was there for you. I was there. And guess what? As soon as you got that fame, as soon as you got that title, as soon as everybody started cheering your name, you forgot about who was there for you. You forgot about your best friend, your hermano, your carnal. How do you think I felt? So then, when I get the biggest victory of my career, when I win the SoCal Pro Rumble, you show up flashing your belt, vato. You show up making it about yourself. Well, I wasn't gonna stand for it, vato. I wasn't gonna have it. And the next time we're in the ring together, I'm walking out SoCal Pro Heavyweight Champion. Y el siguiente campeón en SoCal Pro se llama Eddie Islas.
This to me, this Rumble win means everything to me. Because for the past 6 years, I've been in Rumble after Rumble after Rumble, and I finally get to take home the win. Joey Lancaster, you took what's mine. You have what belongs to me. My question is, do you guys want to see me regain that Golden State Championship?
Absolutely, my dude. Absolutely. Take back what's yours.
Well, I got something else in mind.
Oh my God! Eddie Islas! What just happened? Eddie Islas taking the knees to Tortuga.
You have got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me!
Eddie! Bad vibes! Andy, I'm sorry. I'm gonna steal a word from you. Eddie, you son of a bitch!
Unbelievable. What we have witnessed here is unbelievable. Absolute disgust from this crowd here at SoCal Pro.
I'm sorry I got heated, but it's been a long night. It's been an incredible night. And to wait, and to make it end like this.
Unbelievable. Eddie Islas, you just sealed your fate. You absolute disgusting piece of garbage.
Beach trash, dude. Bad vibes.
A very sad end indeed to Halloween Heat. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to find out what happens next time at SoCal Pro. Don't miss it, ladies and gentlemen. Join us next time, SoCalProWrestling.com for ticket information. We'll see you next time. Eddie Islas, you absolute piece of garbage.
Why?
Social media.
Jake, you told the SoCal Pro fans that you were going to complete your conquest. You told them that you were going to fulfill your destiny, and there was going to be nobody that was going to be able to stop you. and then you lost. You know what that makes you, Jake? That makes you a liar.
You know, every man has a breaking point. And for me, I'm just about there. 2 months, 2 straight months, Joey, you pulled the same garbage to get up on me. At Super Clash, I had you beat for the Golden State title, and you know it. You had to fake an injury to roll me up.
Off the second turnbuckle. Over. Oh no, that could be a knee. That could be a knee.
That's a knee. That's a knee. At this point,
Checking on.
oh no! You son of a...
At Halloween Heat, I dumped you out of that Rumble. Lucky for you, the refs didn't catch it. You took advantage of it. You dumped me when I let my guard down. Congratulations.
Jake Redondo has been eliminated.
I don't think they saw it! I don't think they saw it!
Joey, your 2024 was a breakout year, but it was filled with nothing but shortcuts, and everyone's sick of it, especially me.
If there's one thing I'm not is a liar. I've been saying nothing but the truth. I told everybody that I was going to become the Golden State champion, and I did. I told them that I was going to give them a role model that they can look up to, and I became the biggest piece of treasure in the world. The grand jewel of professional wrestling, the man with the aura. I'm currently the most dominant champion with the most dominant reign. The only person fit to be a role model. But more importantly than that, I said that you were overhyped, that you were way in over your head, and I was gonna teach you just how cruel and just how unfair this world can really be. So I don't understand why you're whining and complaining and pointing the finger at me, blaming me. What you should be doing is accepting the fact that on the biggest night of your life, I beat you.
When you and I meet at New Year's Retribution, I don't care if you call yourself Joey Lancaster. Heck, I don't care if you call yourself Inferno Dragon. But don't you dare for 1 second call yourself a man, because you haven't acted like it since the day you took that mask off.
I beat you. And I'm gonna do it all over again.
January 18th, we're gonna find out who the true grand jewel of professional wrestling really is, because you claim to be the man with the aura, but all I see is a coward.
I'm gonna make you a promise right now, Jake, and I want you to listen to me. At New Year's Retribution, I'm walking out still the Golden State champion.
Joey, you pissed off the wrong guy. And now you're gonna pay for it. And your debt will be the Golden State title.
Eddie, me and you, we've been up and down the road together for far too long. I used to consider you a brother. Walking into this match has me torn, has me twisted. I've got knots in my stomach. See, we spent so much time together. You know me like the back of your hand. That doesn't make me weak. That doesn't make me an easy target. This isn't something I want. This isn't something I look forward to. Eddie, you and me, we were like this, tight. And it's frustrating and it hurts. Why? Because I don't see it as losing a friend. I just realized I never had one. See, you want to sit there and paint me like I'm the bad guy, so you don't feel guilty about all the bad things you did. Understand this, Eddie, that at New Year's Retribution, I may not like it, but believe me, you're in for a fight.
About to emerge, we on the verge, and it feels like greatness.
this out. Trey Leclerc, so athletic. Airberg seals win.
And welcome back to SoCal Pro New Year's Retribution. We have Andy, our lovely referee, already in the ring. And it seems we've got a new face here to SoCal Pro Wrestling. GUNJAK. GUNJAK is making his way to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, this impromptu contest scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from the Iron Republic, weighing 180 pounds, GUNJAK!
GUNJAK, who already made his debut in a SoCal Pro Wrestling ring in that 2024 Rumble. You're going to be hearing that a lot this evening because so many up-and-coming stars make their debut in that SoCal Pro Rumble. We've seen champions before they are donned. We've seen legends before they are crowned. And we haven't seen this man.
Opponent from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, weighing 254 pounds, the ass-kicking machine, Mathias.
We haven't seen this man, Mathias, since he lost his title shot at the SoCal Pro Rumble in October. And oh my goodness, already taking it to GUNJAK. Hey, welcome to SoCal Pro, and welcome to being in the ring with Mathias. Running spinebuster from the ass-kicking machine. Mathias, we haven't seen him since October, but he looks angry. Big driver. And what a dominant showing. He comes, he conquers, he leaves, and he's not even sticking around. Well, a truncated debut for GUNJAK. I guess that's one way to make an impact. Mathias, he comes, he kicks ass, and he leaves. An efficient machine, and a machine nonetheless. I don't think I've seen many shows of dominance such as that in a SoCal Pro ring, but if it's going to come from anybody, it's going to come from the ass-kicking machine, Mathias. I would say he had something to prove, but I think it speaks for himself.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from the Havana, California, weighing in at 98 kilos, the Lucha scumbag, Chris Nasty.
He calls himself the Lucha scumbag, Chris Nasty. A man with, might I say, quite an amazing mustache. But also a man who can do some amazing things in this pro wrestling ring.
Let me hear you, people! This is Nasty from all the way
a man who debuted in the Crash and has appeared on television in AEW and is now gracing us with an appearance in a SoCal Pro Wrestling ring.
And his opponent from Tijuana, Mexico, weighing in at 71 kilos, El Tigre número uno, Extreme Tiger!
And this is a man who has quite a history with Chris Nasty, as just 2 years ago, Chris won a triple threat match in which Extreme Tiger was a competitor. I spoke with Chris Nasty backstage, and he definitely wanted me to let everybody know that he already had a victory over Extreme Tiger in that triple threat.
The bell has sounded, ladies and gentlemen. We are back underway. Thank you so much for joining us here today in Vista.
A shake of the hands from these two competitors. But I'll tell you what, when the fists start flying, that sportsmanship has a very, very nasty little habit of going out the window, especially with someone who calls himself the Lucha Scumbag, which is a very interesting moniker.
Not shy as Chris Nasty. You know, just by the name Chris Nasty, you can assume, you know, it's easy to infer that he is not necessarily anything but nasty.
Well, there's not much you can do about a last name as it is, you know, your family name, but it's definitely interesting from the Nasty clan. But of course, you know, I can't make any comments about last names.
I wonder what Mrs. Nasty, I think I saw her once.
I have a feeling you'd remember seeing Mrs. Nasty, but definitely seeing some technical prowess from these two competitors.
Technical prowess is indeed, we have attempting to have a headlock here as Extreme Tiger not letting Chris Nasty anywhere close to it. Again, this slow, methodical build, this idea of jockeying for position is incredibly intense here at SoCal Pro.
Incredibly intense, and especially in the early stages of this match, it's definitely a feeling out process. You've done your homework, you've watched the tape, but once you're in the ring, face to face against a competitor, it is a different vibe, my dude.
100% is Chris Nasty and Extreme Tiger bringing this, I guess you could call it an undercard to the climax here, as our very next contest is for the SoCal Pro Heavyweight Championship.
SoCal Pro Heavyweight Championship, and not only that, but a fight between two brothers, the mighty Tortuga, who considers himself betrayed by Eddie Islas, who I spoke to him before the show started this evening. Feels like Tortuga stole the spotlight from him. And whether that's true or not, he definitely took it out on Tortuga after he won the 2024 SoCal Pro Rumble.
I could say that I understand the idea of wanting to climb your way to the top and making sure you do every single thing in your power to get there, though I can't help but feel that Eddie Islas has kind of lost his way here at SoCal Pro. He is such a fan favorite, and for him to do what he did is absolutely disgusting in my opinion.
Not only do what he did, but also mention just the disrespect towards Tortuga and the fans who have always been behind Eddie Islas, and just completely turning his back on almost everything that he once stood for.
Speaking of standing for something, these two men leaving absolutely nothing outside of the ring as they are a strong brawn contest.
Trading front face locks as they both, like you said before, jockey for position. And now rolling outside the ring.
A lot of trouble can be made out there, as nearly every single contest that we have seen tonight is coming outside. As you hear that audible tap.
Now this, that's a little bit more than a tap, Andrew. But as you saw when this match began, it started with sportsmanship. And I think it's going to quickly devolve, as these two do have a history. These two have fought each other before, and now it's a showing of toughness. Who can out-tough the other competitor, and that ref better get out of their way. That ref better get out of the way. You gotta let these two bulls in the China shop loose.
Very good analogy, as Chris Nasty not shy to let the referee know what's up. Coming back together now is still anybody's contest. Extreme Tiger, Chris Nasty, who are no strangers to each other, but certainly we have never seen them square off together here at SoCal Pro.
Never seen them square off together at SoCal Pro. Extreme Tiger showing the ingenuity, can't quite get the vertical, so he brings Chris down to his level. And there's that ingenuity, that innovative offense from Chris Nasty. Big springboard arm drag from the Lucha Scumbag.
The Lucha Scumbag definitely earning his name here. And call him what you want. The man is certainly talented, as we see there, with a nice middle rope kangaroo drop kick as Chris Nasty once again on top here. I will say this man has an absolute fabulous mustache.
A fabulous mustache, fine connoisseur of facial hair indeed.
I fear to see what's in there.
And the mustachioed Chris Nasty showing that he's not gonna fall for that opening. He's gonna take what he can get, but he's also gonna be smart and pick his shots. That's what sets competitors apart here at SoCal Pro Wrestling.
Speaking of setting yourself apart, how about that contest that we saw, that very short-lived contest with Mathias and GUNJAK? That was very surprising. That wasn't even advertised tonight, as Mathias must have just demanded some sort of a match. He's obviously having some sort of, I don't know, some sort of a trauma from again, failing maybe for the 4th time to bring home some sort of championship.
It was so quick, you didn't even have a chance to get back to the table. I was here all by my lonesome, solo Neo, solo Narlo.
It was absolutely crazy indeed, as everything has been here at SoCal Pro. Speaking of which, Extreme Tiger going up and over. Look at that, through the ropes. Chris Nasty going for the punch, denied. Kick to the face as Extreme Tiger ascends to the top rope. This could be big trouble for Chris Nasty.
Big trouble for Chris Nasty, but big opportunity for Extreme Tiger as he has taken control of this match.
That missile dropkick, perhaps we're gonna see the person go airborne, and no, baseball slide to the outside.
Well, he did go airborne, but unfortunately landed face first on the apron.
Unbelievable, that is absolutely painful. That corner of the ring is absolutely nowhere you want to be. That's where all the boards meet the nails and the steel beams and everything. It absolutely gets vicious over there.
Yes, very few people know this. Very few people know this, Andy, but that is the hardest part of the ring, is the apron.
Nobody knew that.
Nobody knew that.
The first person to ever say that. That's crazy. Now count of 3 now, maybe 1, no, only count of 2. As Chris Nasty
Was that 3?
is pulling ahead of this contest. The Lucha Scumbag may not be right now victorious, but I feel that he is really picking his shots. He's planning his next move. It's very obvious that he is a very cunning and methodic wrestler.
He's definitely a methodic wrestler. You can see it, methodic with his mustache care. Anyone who takes good care of their facial hair that much will have a methodical style in this ring, but it's also explosive. It's also innovative. He has so many tools that he can just bring out of the bag, and it's going to be very interesting to see how Extreme Tiger keeps up with that.
Extreme Tiger, again, not very familiar with Extreme Tiger here at SoCal Pro, nonetheless showing up a lot of Gander. They're definitely taking care of himself here in that ring, even though he's on the losing end right now, but this is still very even contest in my opinion.
Very even contest, but getting less even the more and more punishment Extreme Tiger takes.
Almost a count of 3 there as the Lucha Scumbag almost came out victorious.
That was 2 9/10. So close. And it's down to the wire. It comes down to the wire. It is so easy to just split second, have your shoulder on the mat for too long.
Listen to the crowd now getting behind this match.
I think the crowd split between Chris Nasty and Tiger.
Very well done as Chris Nasty, again, soaking in that, I guess, that aura. You know what I mean? He reminds me of a more gross version, if you want to say that word, of Joey Lancaster. They would make a fantastic tag team.
I believe we could use the term more nasty version, but it's that edge that I think ingratiates him with this SoCal Pro audience, this SoCal Pro fans.
What do you think that singlet smells like? I'll tell you, I think with all these moves that Chris Nasty knows, this experience, this wealth of wrestling experience that he has, it should be a lot easier for him, I believe, to take advantage. But Extreme Tiger, you can't count him out. He is impressing me, probably some of the most, oh my goodness, up to that point, some of the most impressive counterattacks has Extreme Tiger. But nonetheless, Chris Nasty back on top. 1, 2,
very, very close to a count of 3. We are very close to seeing the end of this contest.
Closer and closer. And like you said, the fact that Extreme Tiger has been able to claw his way back, been able to kick out of these pins, been able to take advantage of the lapses in Chris Nasty's offense, just shows that he is no slouch. He is not someone to be taken lightly. It's gonna take much more than that. It's gonna take much more than that for Chris Nasty to come out with his hand raised. Count of 2 there.
Very close now as Chris Nasty's on the opposite side. Nonetheless, Extreme Tiger back down with a roll-up. Perhaps another one here. Fantastic maneuver. Back to the shoulders of the mat. 1, 2.
Keeping Chris Nasty on his toes. That's what it takes. That's what you gotta do to get the upper hand, to take, not only take advantage of lapses in offense, but create those lapses.
Back down to the mat. 1, 2. Again now, Extreme Tiger showing a lot of oomph here.
Maybe taking too much time. Maybe taking too much time as Chris Nasty is having the ability to catch his breath, fight back.
Down to those pitches, forearms, and double clothesline now. Both men are down. We are back to square one. This is still anybody's contest. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight in Vista. We are only moments away probably from the finish of this match and on to the grandest contest that we have seen in a very long time. That is our current champion, the mighty Tortuga, taking on the new, I guess, the new attituded Eddie Islas.
New attituded indeed. We've seen rivalries, we've seen feuds, but very few times do we see who I think you could consider brothers go at it in SoCal Pro Wrestling for the biggest reward, the biggest climb to the mountain that we have here in SoCal Pro Wrestling, as the referee is climbing in the count. It is very possible that these two competitors are counted out right now. An even matchup, an even matchup that these two competitors, neither one is willing to lose.
Both men up and staring into the eyes of the other, and now they're trading off shots, one chop after the other. And who's gonna come out on top?
Now, I've said before this evening that those chops whittle down your opponent, but I don't know if that's the end result that these competitors are having. I think it's just making each one of them more and more angry. Big arm drag.
It was close enough, Charlie. It was not an arm drag. That was actually kicked to the back of the head. But hey,
yeah,
it was, you know what, hey, it happened so fast, I don't blame you.
All I saw was a blue blur. I just picked the first thing that came to mind.
That was me. That was me walking past you. I was getting coke. Uh-oh, now in trouble is Extreme Tiger on the shoulders of the Lucha scumbag. Could we see an electric chair here? No, it down goes. Extreme Tiger charging in, nobody home. In comes Chris Nasty. Up on the shoulders, could this be it here? No, back down is Extreme Tiger. Beautiful cutter there by Chris Nasty. Could this be enough to put him away? 1, 2, unbelievable.
Big cutter that he calls the Nasty Cutter, and I think it lives up to the name.
Nasty indeed is Chris Nasty, the Lucha scumbag from La Habra. This man is absolutely convinced that he's gonna come in here, dominate his competition, and he does that very well. But I would say that if anybody's gonna be a formidable opponent, it's definitely going to be this young man that we see here, Extreme Tiger.
I think it could be well said that it's a formidable opponent. Neither man has had the advantage for too long in this matchup. Back and forth, back and forth. The seesaw of momentum ever changing in this matchup.
A nice little souvenir for some young fan.
Definitely gonna wanna watch that though.
It is quite nasty.
Atomic drop, big
kick
boot.
to the boot. And another boot to the face, down goes Chris Nasty. And again, Extreme Tiger in a good position, but Chris Nasty, you could call this cowardice, you can call this smart. He's rolling to the outside.
I don't think it's cowardice. I think he's taking the chance to catch his breath, but I don't think Extreme Tiger's going to let him, as he's going to fly over the top rope, crashing down.
And I want to say every single match, perhaps but one, We are seeing people go to the outside. Again, this is what you get when you go to SoCal Pro. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not playing around here. Some of the best wrestling action, unbelievable, that you will ever see. Nice swanton. This could be it here. 2. And the kick out at the last second. Can you believe it, Charlie Nar?
I can't believe it, my dude. We've seen Extreme Tiger on the result of that big move and then a big kick out, but now it's Chris Nasty's turn. That was 2.5, 2 3/4. I thought it was over there, and now a flurry of kicks to the side of the face of Chris Nasty.
That's definitely got to hurt as he hits the rope. But onto the shoulders, didn't quite get all of it as he tries to escape, but nonetheless back up on the shoulders. Could we see it here? Face plant down he goes. This could be it here.
He calls that Mustache Mountain, that modified electric chair.
And it's over.
Here is your winner, Chris Nasty!
And you see the crowd turning on Chris Nasty. And you see that hand on the rope. Let's take a look at it one more time. Mustache Mountain, that modified electric chair. And then rolled Extreme Tiger very close to those ropes. And you can see right there, Extreme Tiger getting his hand on the bottom rope. That should have been a pin break. However, the referee didn't see it, was in poor positioning. The referee was in poor positioning. And now, Chris Nasty's asking for a microphone.
I take the rope! I take the rope!
And Chris Nasty asking for the microphone, handed by our ref.
I take the rope! 3 for the 3.
I understand, Bobby, but hey, I got the 3 count.
Extreme Tiger seems to take umbrage of the fact.
Nonetheless, and this match tonight meant the world to me, all right? Whether win or lose, I am thankful, I am grateful for stepping in the ring with you tonight. Papi, mucho respeto para ti. Por favor.
Big show of respect from Chris Nasty.
Okay. Check hand.
SoCal Pro fans calling for a rematch. This match ending definitely in controversial fashion.
Tonight, I'm gonna check the head. You won. But I won every match. Here, you and me, single match, again. But with other referee for this guy. Very stupid.
Extreme Tiger taking umbrage with our SoCal Pro referee. I will admit, it did look like in that instant replay that he did get his hand on the bottom rope. Should have been a pin break, but unfortunately the referee was in poor position. Controversial ending, but it sounds like both of these competitors want a rematch with the other. Both these competitors want a rematch with each other. And you know what? I want to see that rematch too. This was an amazing contest from both of these competitors. And I think the fans show that they want to see these two again in SoCal Pro.
All right, folks, before we get on to our main event of the evening, I do want to send a couple quick announcements. Apparently there is at least 2 people here tonight celebrating their birthday. The first message comes from our very own Jake Redondo to Sue. Who is Sue? Wait. Sue, happy birthday, Sue, from Jake Redondo. Thank you for coming. And that's all. Let's go ahead and get to our main event of the evening. Now, Ladies and gentlemen, one of our absolute longest term die-hard fans. Everybody, please join me in thanking you so much for coming and sending a very welcome happy birthday to Paul. Paul, thank you so much for coming here tonight. Happy birthday.
We love our fans here at SoCal Pro
And with that
Wrestling.
being said, it is now time for your main event of the evening. With the following contest, which is for the SoCal Pro Heavyweight Championship.
And you see him walking down the ramp dressed in white. But his actions have shown that the straight edge Street King may have become something much darker, turning on his friend.
The challenger from Morales, Mexico, weighing in at 193 pounds, Eddie Islas.
Called himself the straight edge Street King, but lately his actions have borne name to those devil horns that he wears, the straight edge devil that I'm gonna start calling him. Turning on the best friend that he had, turning on this man, our SoCal Pro Heavyweight Champion, walking down the ring, the mighty Tortuga.
Let's make some noise! From Vista, California, he is the SoCal Pro Heavyweight Champion, the mighty Tortuga!
Our SoCal Pro Heavyweight Champion, Tortuga. You'll see another belt over the shoulder of Tortuga. That, of course, is the POW. So sorry for the technical difficulties there. Our SoCal Pro Wrestling Champion, the mighty Tortuga. Not only a champion here at SoCal Pro, but wrestles all over Southern California and is beloved by the fans, and used to be beloved by a man he called his brother, Eddie Islas. Only one of those belts is on the line, the SoCal Pro Heavyweight Champion, Tortuga. The bell has sung. Eddie Islas showing off a new do. A new look to go with a new attitude. One, unlike his attire, much darker than we've ever seen here in SoCal Pro Wrestling. You can feel the animosity, you can feel the tension between these two competitors who have been so close over the years, who have been so inseparable. Eddie Islas come to Tortuga's aid and vice versa. But Eddie, as you saw in that package before, turning on Tortuga.
Eddie Islas definitely going into business for himself again. You know, I kind of feel even weird being in the same building as this man. You know, I've known him for years.
I understand that the crowd has built him up. They've gotten him to where he needs to be. And unfortunately, what's happening here is he's not only turned his back on the mighty Tortuga, he's turned his back on the fans that absolutely respected him and encouraged him to be the best Eddie Islas he could possibly be.
The best Eddie Islas he could possibly be, indeed, but he's taken that and just thrown it away. He's become much darker. He wears those devil horns, and he used to be called the straight edge street king, acting more like a straight edge devil.
100% is
with a fall from grace.
Eddie Islas has definitely had a fall from grace, and doing everything he can now to perhaps outpower the mighty Tortuga. But the mighty Tortuga has anything to say about it. That's not going to happen.
I don't know. He might be fighting a losing battle, trying to out-muscle Tortuga. That is one tough turtle. Eddie's going to have to rely on that agility that he has.
It's been a couple months since we've seen these two, and both men seem to have gotten in even better shape. The mighty Tortuga is definitely noticeably smaller. Eddie Islas noticeably larger from the last time we have seen them. They are both absolutely making strides to be the best physical peak they could possibly be, probably for a match such as this caliber.
I'm going to push back just a little bit, Andrew. Not smaller, leaner. He's leaner, he's moving quicker, he's moving faster, and Eddie is going toe-to-toe with that power. He's got more power than I've ever seen Eddie Islas have.
And if only he could take that power and get along with the fans a little bit more. Now, throwing shade to Mona, of all people, who is literally our biggest fan.
Biggest fan, and she's been in his corner, his proverbial corner, for years. And just the fact that he can be this selfish and just throw that all away for the sake of gold, it just goes to show how important the SoCal Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship is to these competitors.
Absolutely. SoCal Pro Championship, that is what is all about. Every single match that we have seen up until this point, all of them have this dream of becoming the top SoCal Pro champion. And if anybody wants to do it, they absolutely have to go through that man right there, the mighty Tortuga. But Eddie Islas, the first of many this year to challenge the mighty Tortuga. Let's see if he can bring home the championship tonight.
Going for a big sunset flip power bomb to the outside. Tortuga stopping that. That's that power again that I saw, that I mentioned. But Eddie showing some power of his own, taking out the base of Tortuga.
You gotta chop a big man down by the most floor-bound place, and that is his feet. And Eddie Islas is very smart about that. Now bringing the chair. I don't know how smart this is going to be, considering he definitely can't win the championship this way.
No, this is not a no disqualification match. If that chair comes into play for anything other than its intended purpose, which it is being used for, Eddie could lose his shot at the title that he says he deserves.
Oh my gosh. You hear that snap. Some of that was chairs, some of it might have even been Tortuga, as Eddie Islas pulling no punches here. This more vicious, omnious creature, this attitude that he has is, again, you know, sickening to say the least.
Sickening, just like this impact. See that chair buckle, and Tortuga, I think his head bounced off the wood there as Eddie Islas came crashing down.
Islas now setting Tortuga perhaps the barricade. Tortuga able to stop all that. Maybe not getting all of that there. Oh my goodness, it's a sunset flip. Sends a lower back of Eddie Islas to the top of that steel.
That big flip into the steel, that unforgiving barricade. You mentioned that this is a more darker, more ominous Eddie Islas. I said it before, it really is a fall from grace that Eddie Islas has had.
Think about this, Eddie Islas asked me to never refer to him again as from the dopest part of the barrio. He does not want to be this straight edge superstar, which he was before. He wants to be this person who is, he's a little bit more enigmatic, if you will. Look at his hair, look at his clothes. Everything is absolutely different about him. This is absolutely intentional.
If I may, a little more devilish. And just as a quick little aside, what a crazy thing that he's turned his back on something else too.
It's something that we maybe come to expect here from Eddie Islas, as much as it pains us to say it. I used to consider this young man a very good friend of mine, and I can't believe what is happening has transpired. Albeit, though, if he ends up with the victory tonight, I'll give him all the credit in the world. He definitely was smart in his decision making, albeit I'm not proud of his morality involving it, that's for sure.
No, you can definitely not argue that it has got the result. He did get the title shot. He did rise to the top of the SoCal Pro 2024 Rumble in Vista.
Shut up.
But again, at what cost? He's taken this relationship with Tortuga and just thrown it away. Friendship of yours. I know him personally, I've trained with him, and just the attitude shift that I've seen with Eddie Islas is just, it's something I've never quite seen before.
Eddie Islas now, again, choking Tortuga. Look at it, he's not even winded. Look at the eyes. Look at the eyes in him. There's like no soul left in that man. There's no soul left in Eddie Islas.
The light is gone. It's just darkness now. It's just a singular desire for the SoCal Pro Championship.
Tortuga is no stranger to people turning their backs on him. Unfortunately, that is what happens when you wear the championship belt. You are a marked man, and Tortuga has definitely had his fair share of uphill battles. This one being no different, but I would expect Eddie Islas might even be able to maybe have a little bit more advantage than anybody else has, because he knows so well the mind of Tortuga, let alone his strength and his cunning and his prowess, his wrestling ability. All of that may be secondary to his emotional and psychotic state that Eddie Islas is able to pick apart, take advantage of, and perhaps use to exploit his way to the title tonight.
But that goes two ways. Tortuga may be in a unique position where he knows Eddie Islas, he knows his tendencies, and just like that, Eddie went for that big Hurricanrana and then unfortunately was caught by Tortuga into a big second rope power bomb.
And that power bomb was vicious. You again see it in the eyes, the neck, the total convulsion of his muscles as Eddie Islas definitely feeling the effects of that. And that ring is not soft, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you from experience, that hurts, especially coming off from that high up, from a man that strong, let alone the champion here at SoCal Pro, who will do anything he can to keep his place at the top of the mountain.
I mean, it's simple mathematics. You think, how tall is that middle rope crashing down on top of Tortuga's shoulders? That's a good 9 feet your head has to go to bounce off the canvas like that.
Trading blows now is Eddie Islas and the mighty Tortuga. Islas getting the better advantage thanks to those knee strikes to the gut. Very smart by Eddie Islas. Coming back with a line. Duck it is. Back comes Tortuga.
Luthez press. The punches raining down on Eddie Islas's noggin.
The mighty Tortuga now taking back advantage to a chop in the corner. Another one and another one.
And you'll notice it mirrors what Eddie was doing to Tortuga in the corner. The big chops, the big haymakers. These two truly are evenly matched. They truly know each other, and it's very interesting to see a matchup between two competitors that have this intimate knowledge of each other's offense and defense.
Very good points as Tortuga comes in with two big splashes. Big cannonball to the corner. And look at the eyes of Eddie Islas. That dark soul that we have noted before is even starting to suffer the daze of the amount of punishment he has taken right here at the hands of the mighty Tortuga.
And he's in a bad position. Big Tortuga bomb. That twisting senton from the middle rope that we've seen put competitors away. Might do the same. Oh, and Eddie turns it over.
Very close there is the mighty Tortuga. I could have thought that would have been over. That could have been very, very close to the end there.
It could have quite possibly been, but that's what I was mentioning earlier. Even taking that entire impact on his chest, Eddie still knows the tendency of Tortuga. He knows how he pins, and he's able to take that into that crucifix pin so quick.
Beautiful, back comes Eddie Islas, back down with the cover now. And big, look at that. The size of Tortuga, the strength of Tortuga, he had his whole body on him, and still Tortuga was able to muscle him out of there.
Not only muscle him out of there, but Eddie popped off the ground. Full body, that's just the power of our SoCal Pro champion. And the hill that Eddie Islas has to climb.
This attitude here from Eddie Islas is like we've never seen before. Even his hair, his outfit, the look in his eyes, everything else. He's doing all of this, I believe, to get in the head of the mighty Tortuga. But Tortuga having none of it, as we're going to see perhaps this. Unbelievable, down he goes.
Perhaps a count of 3, only a count of 2, ever so slightly kicking out at the very last second is Eddie Islas.
I don't think we've ever seen that from Tortuga, and that's what it's going to take tonight. Like I mentioned, they know each other's offense, so they're going to need to bring out brand new tricks, brand new moves, something that the other has never seen before if they're going to look to go home with the gold this evening.
And Tortuga and Eddie Islas both have that end game in mind. As you even see the mighty Tortuga talking to Eddie Islas, what do you suppose he's saying? Going for the cutter, missing that. Big backsplash from Tortuga, didn't get all of it though.
That's okay, he's gonna go one more time. I think we're gonna see a big Tortuga splash.
That could be it.
The count of 3. Tortuga seems to have retained the SoCal Pro Championship. Busting out brand new moves, busting out brand new...
Oh no, what is this?
You know, he says all eyes on him.
What happens next is 100% up to you. For the sake of you and all these people, I hope you make the right choice. You want to challenge me? You want to challenge me? Hey, SoCal Pro fans, shall I give him an opportunity to face me next month? Fidel Bravo, I accept.
An accepting of the challenge from the mighty Tortuga to Fidel Bravo. And that is going to be happening. I just got word that that is official. February next month, Fidel Bravo is going to be challenging for the SoCal Pro Championship. But tonight, the mighty Tortuga stands tall. And still.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming out this evening. We'll see you all back here in Vista Saturday, February 15th. Thank you so much. Happy New Year, and we'll see you next time. Good night.